How's it going, guys? And welcome to the Foot and Fist Gaming Network. Now, the best time of the year for me is finally here. We got sports, we've got sports games, and then later on in the winter, we've got the best games coming out. You know, we got Mass Effect, we got all the good games that come out around the Christmas time. Now, the first sports game, I should say, is finally here, and it's NBA 2K17. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm not the kind of guy that sits there and plays a lot of NBA 2K. I usually start the career mode, deal with the hilarious storylines that they come up with, play about a season, maybe two, and then move on to, say, FIFA, which comes out in about a week. So what I want to talk about is how weird the scanning for this game was. Now, in case you didn't know this yet, they changed the way they did it. Now they have an app that you have to download on your phone, which is called, I think, My 2K17 or something like that. And from there, you take pictures, you upload them to the server, and the game basically tries to scan it on its own, which it's not necessarily a bad idea. It's just that when I did it, you know, there was a lot of problems with my phone app. I couldn't get the load. It took me like 15 minutes for the app to be able to connect to the server. Then there was a bunch of problems with actually getting my face onto the character. So let's go ahead and jump into seeing exactly how this system works and what the flaws are and how the end result is. Now, moving on to the face scan. Now, I had a lot of problems with this. It took me about an hour and 15 minutes, and I will put in a picture right here to where, you know, with proof of it. Basically, what would happen is I would continue to take the pictures on the phone, and then once it came to scanning it onto the character in game, it would get to around 40% and it would just stop. Now, I did this once. As you can see here, it's getting farther in, and then all of a sudden it just stops working. You see it's starting to load my face a little bit, but then all of a sudden it just stops. This happened once again, and it just kept on happening and happening and happening. It seemed like every time it would get to the 40% part, and then most importantly, once it came to you have to turn your head to the other side, because basically how it works is you look straight on, you look to one direction and the other. But I noticed that the app would take one extra picture of the first direction you turn instead of the other direction, so it would come out weird, and it just wouldn't accept it. So then, you know, I figured, all right, my brother keeps on insisting he wants to give it a shot because he managed to do it on the first try with his, and as you can see, it immediately worked for him. However, you know, the results aren't exactly optimal. I mean, look at this thing. He has 4 eyes, he has 2 noses, and he has 2 mouths. So, sure, he got it to work, but it looks like absolute shit. I would have taken it just because it's hilarious, but, you know, it's not a good... I don't know, there's a lot of problems with this system. So then after trying another, like, you know, 10, 15 times and trying different things, moving my face in different ways, putting it in different angles and stuff like that, I finally got it to work. And I have to say, the results were a lot better than I actually expected. Now, it doesn't really look like me. There are very few things that look like me. Like, they have the mole, they have certain things, but overall, it just doesn't really look like me in any way. I also sort of have crazy eyes, but, you know, compared to the last game, I think it looks a lot better. This is by far a good model. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not the worst I've seen when it comes to sports games. Now, in FIFA, I managed to get my face pretty much perfectly at one point, so this is a step down, but still, it's not too bad. And then moving around, you know, you see they have the different types of hair. It's not that, you know, it's one of the games that has probably, I would say, the most hair options, but that fits for the people that enjoy having bad hair. Like me personally, I like to give myself rainbow color hair and stuff like that, pink hair, orange, whatever, as the season goes on, just to make my guy worse and worse as the characters and the story gets more and more ridiculous. That's going to be something that I'll be doing soon enough. So I've had, like I said, and overall, after an hour and 15 minutes, I'll take just about anything. So yeah, the system's flawed. It's not the best system, but I'm sure that most people had less of a hard time than me. I figured out how to do it. You basically have to look, keep your head tilted a little bit down, and then move slowly, but just try to make sure that you get around 13 to 14 pictures in, and hopefully that they don't come out too bad. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped in any way. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think it looks anything like me, and I will see you next time.